Welcome to Script Not Needed. This is the show where I explain to you what happens in a game so you don't have to go play it. Man of Medan. The story starts off with Charlie and Joe, two buddies in the military, just, hanging out in China, doing random things, drinking alcohol, being dude bros, the cool stuff. Well, Joe wants to go get his fortune told, so he goes over, has his fortune told, and doesn't really get through it because someone doesn't let you get through it. Tends to fail their quick time events, maybe. So then you go over, you fight a thing. That's pretty okay. We move forward. Joe and Charlie are headed back to the boat. This is when their captain's like, "What are these two people doing out here?" Of course, I don't know why he's yelling like that. It's not very loud out there, but, he yells it anyway. And then he punches Joe in the face. Why? 'Cause he's drunk, and drunk people deserve to be punched in the face. Charlie just gets sent to the brig for 10 days. Then Joe wakes up in the infirmary with a picture of his son next to him, or a random boy. We don't actually know. It doesn't really clarify that. And he's like, "Why am I in here? Why did the commander punch me?" We don't know. So Joe looks around a little bit. He opens up a cabinet, and then a dead body falls out. He's like, "Oh, sweet! A key. I need that." And he walks over to the door, unlocks the door, and he's like, "Probably should let people know about the dead body. You know what? Forget it." He walks down the hallway and comes across the door that his buddy's in. Charlie's in there freaking out because there's blood on the wall. There's a bunch of stuff just freaking him out. And Joe's like, "Come on, man, I saw a dead body. If blood is what's going to scare you, that's a waste of time." So Joe and Charlie, they leave the room, start investigating the ship, and this is when their captain comes across them, or their commander. I still don't know what he is. The general, that dude, he's there, and he has a gun. Now, Joe and Charlie are like, "Oh no, we gotta keep calm." And all of a sudden, and you have to press the button, time of the event, so that way you don't die. Of course. So Joe and Charlie succeed, and they walk forward a little bit, and then Joe sees a kid walk across the room. It's almost like the kid that was on the picture frame. Joe don't know who it is, because clearly if it was his son, he'd be like, "Hey, it's my son!" But he didn't say that, so clearly not his son. Charlie's like, "This guy's freaking out for nothing. What a weirdo." They move forward a little bit, and they come across another body. This one seems like it was scared to death. Understand how that is. I get scared to death all the time as well. They walk out into a room, they go to investigate a little more, and all of a sudden the boy walks across. Joe screams, "Oh my goodness, you see that?" And Charlie's like, "You're crazy, dude." And Joe's like, "I'm not crazy, I saw a kid." And the other person playing the other guy is like, "You're crazy, you saw nothing." You're like, "Whatever." So you grab a gun, and you're like, "We're gonna go investigate that room over there." And he's like, yeah, let's do that." And you walk over, and you see the kid this time, and you follow the kid, and you're like, "I'm gonna catch the kid, I'm gonna investigate the kid." You go in, and the kid runs to a locker. Well, why'd the kid run to It's okay. We'll just investigate. It gives us the option to shoot this kid, but I don't believe in murdering kids. So, we did not shoot. We walk forward, and he opens the locker up, and there it is, the kid, who looks dead. And then his face gets really weird, and then I get stabbed. I don't know what happened. Turns out, a person I was playing with decided, "Hey, you deserve to be stabbed." And I was like, "Why'd you stab me?" And they're like, "I wanted to." And I was like, "I figured that's what it was." That was the intro to the game, and all of a sudden, we move forward. The curator's there, playing some awesome music, showing clips of a bunch of horror things. Have no idea if this is like references to the new game that's about to be coming out in like February, but it's there. The curator keeps walking, and then he finally shows up, and he's like, "Hi, I'm the curator. I keep track of the story, but you have to fully write it. So, let's see what kind of decisions you make in the game." Of course, me being confident, I'm like, "Yep, I'm gonna succeed." So we move forward, and we're introduced to Brad and Alex, two brothers who, you know, they like each other. They're pretty good friends. And Brad's like, hey man, are you going to teach me how to scuba dive? And Alex is like, well, sure, I'll teach you how to dive. I think that's only fair. They have a little bit of a conversation. Then Alex pulls out a ring and he's like, I really want to propose to my loving girlfriend. Maybe I should ask my brother. And he goes, Brad, can you help me with? I have a very important question. I have an important thing that I need to do. And Brad's like, go with your gut, man. It's always about throwing, it out there. Just do it. Just do it, as Shia LaBeouf would say. So Alex is like, yeah, you're right. And then you meet the other two main characters, Julia and Conrad. They show up on the boat. Julia, Alex's loving girlfriend. Conrad, the horn dog brother of Julia. Julia's like, hey, handsome, you want to go scuba diving with me first? And Alex is like, but I already made a promise. I'm a good brother. And Julia's like, whatever, I don't care. Are you ready to have fun at least? And Alex is like, yeah, you know it. Meanwhile, Brad and Conrad are having a conversation about alcohol. I know Brad can't handle it, but they're having a conversation about it. Maybe he drank some. Apparently, Brad did drink some alcohol. Come on, Brad. Really? Really, Brad? Whatever. This is when the captain of the ship shows up. The final main character of the game. Fliss. She shows up on the ship. She's like, wow, I'm glad I invited you all onto my ship before I even got here. Make yourselves at home. Sarcastically, of course, because who really wants anyone on their ship? So they're all like there, just getting all settled, and Fliss is like, alright, we're gonna drive off right now, and Conrad's like, hey, if you're selling, I'm buying. Wink, wink, huh? Hint, hint, wink, wink. And Fliss is like, I have no time for your crap today, Conrad. Starts the boat up and sends him falling to the ground. As we move forward, we have Alex and Julia getting ready for their dive. So, Alex and Julia are like, oh, we found a boat. What are we gonna do? Meanwhile, Fliss is like, hey, I don't know. I've never heard of this wreck. It doesn't exist as far as I know. And then Alex is like, please, Fliss, my brother, he is the smartest person out there, okay? He knows what he's doing. So, they walk over, they look at the plane on a tablet, and they're like, it exists! And Fliss is like, hey, we shouldn't do this, this is illegal, we shouldn't do this. And Alex is like, no one's gonna know. Conrad's like, I think we should listen to our beautiful captain. And Julia's like, hey, stop trying to get in her pants. It's not gonna happen, you weirdo. We're gonna go on the dive anyway. Fliss is like, whatever, I don't care if you go on the dive, but this better not go back and bite me in the butt. So they're like, yeah, whatever. So Alex gets up and gets told by Julia, hey, you should go check on your brother. He's seasick. Alex is like, wow, thanks for caring about him now, but when I told you I was going to take him on the first dive, you flipped out on me. Dumb. Whatever. So he walks forward, and he finds a license in the boat, like a register license. Apparently it ran out. I don't know. It doesn't actually make that pretty clear. It just says, expires on the 31st of December. Okay. Well, is that of this year or of that last year? You didn't make that clear. Whatever. Doesn't matter. So we walk over to Fliss, and she's like, hey, you guys are breaking lots of rules. Have you ever dived before? And Alex is like, I've done a few dives. I know what's going on. She's like, so what's the rules? And Alex is like, I don't have to justify myself to you. Here's the money. I don't care about money, Fliss says. Well, you're just going to have to deal with the money. Alex walks off, walks down underneath the deck, comes across a picture. This picture is like a video. He watches it like a movie, and all of a sudden, he sees, people do things. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember what he sees, but he sees something. I'll probably have video of what he sees. So Alex looks at that picture and goes, yeah, that's just dumb. I didn't know pictures could show videos. what a new age we live in, where painted pictures are like videos. He walks over to his brother. He's like, hey, man, how you doing? And Brad's like, hey, I shouldn't have drank any of that beer. And Alex is like, yeah, that was kind of a dumb idea. And Brad's like, thanks, man. And he's like, yeah, no problem, dude. And he leaves and goes into his room where he sees Julia's perfume. Pretty expensive perfume, if you ask me. Or Alex, he also says it's pretty expensive. But, that's cool. He looks at the perfume and he goes, oh, it's expensive, but whatever makes her happy. And then he looks at a book and it says Salem on it. This girl's a witch, Alex. Get out of there while you can. She's evil. Alex walks back up top deck. And Julia's like, hey, we're ready for the dive. You guys ready? Are you guys ready? And Alex is like, yeah, I'm ready. They put on their rebreathers, right? And they're all getting ready. And Alex is like, hey, let me take a picture of us. This is going to be awesome. We're going to take a picture of us. They take a picture, and then they go down under. And it's really cool, right? They go down under. I don't get to see this part of the gameplay because I didn't play that side of the story. Instead, I'm stuck on the boat as Conrad now, flirting with Fliss more. Actually, I'm playing Fliss. I'm playing Fliss, and I look at Conrad, I'm like, you're an idiot. I don't like you. Get away from me, Iceman. He's like, but come on, I can make you happy. Nope, I don't want anything to do with you. So I walk down underneath the deck, and I walk into a room I couldn't previously get into because it was locked. But for some reason, now the door is wide open. Walk in there, another picture frame. Well, Fliss looks at the picture frame and she goes, wow, look at that, it's Conrad escaping on a boat. And someone's pointing a gun at him. Man, I hope this future comes true. And she walks out, and she's like, Conrad, hey, did you see this thing? Did you see this thing? And Conrad's like, there's a boat coming, Fliss. And she's like, oh, well, let me handle this. You shut up. Boat shows up, hits our boat, of course, because why wouldn't it? And they're like, hey, you wrecked our boat. You're gonna fix this, Kay. You're gonna fix this. And we look back and we go, no, you hit our boat. We have divers under there. Of course, we didn't want to say that, so instead we said, my bad. Go, leave us alone. Okay. And Conrad's like, hey, I got money. I can fix your boat. Will $10 do it? How about 20? Here, just have all my money. Conrad, you buffoon. Why would you let them know you're rich? If you just pulled out, like, look, all I got is $10, man. Here's the $10. This is all I got. Maybe they wouldn't have had a problem. But instead, you pulled out a wad of cash showing that you were rich. Good going, you buffoon. They drive off, and Fliss is like, you're an idiot. And Conrad's like, I thought I was impressing. No, you were not impressing, okay? You were not impressing anyone. So, Conrad's like, I'm going to be a master chef, though. Did you know I was on Top Chef of America 2 seasons ago? Fliss is like, how stupid are you? Really, are you mentally ill? And he's like, no, I'm top chef. Watch, I'm gonna cook. So he starts trying to cook stuff, and then an explosion happens. Fliss is like, are you trying to blow up my boat? And he's like, no. She's like, I thought you were part of Top Chef of America. He's like, I lied. I barely got past the kids chef show with Gordon Ramsay. He tore me apart. He said my eggs were not good enough for him. So I just wanted to impress you, Fliss. Fliss is like, oh my goodness. This is when Julia comes up and she's like, hey, what happened? I saw an explosion. And Fliss is like, nothing. It was a cooking accident. We're good. And Julia's like, awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Well, we found some cool stuff down there. We're gonna come aboard now. And Fliss is like, okay, whatever. So then we get on the boat, and all of a sudden, Fliss is really irritated with everyone. Conrad was supposed to go find, alcohol down below. Brad is, of course, done with his seasickness, and Alex and Julia are sitting there like, hey, about earlier. I know you proposed to me and I said no. Are you kidding me? So apparently my other player said no to the proposal, even though my other player was like, yeah, go for the proposal. Well, that happens. That happens. This is what happens when we don't communicate. Not going to say who was the one that told us not to communicate, but someone told us not to communicate. Possibly me. Not gonna clarify that. So Alex and Julia are like, yep, we're gonna fix this relationship. That's what we need to do. And Brad's like, yeah, how's everything going? Everything going good? Yeah, let me tell you a scary ghost story. And they're like, no, we can't do ghost stories right now. And Fliss is like, you guys ruined someone's gravesite? How could you do that? That's immoral and wrong. Although I'm pretty sure, illegal and immoral, that's what she says. My bad. So she's like, that's wrong, you can't do that. And then Julia's like, it's not a big deal. Okay, we didn't do much. And Alex is like, yeah, we just barely, broke off the front of the plane. Bunch of morons. You guys are all stupid. The only smart one here seems to be Fliss. Do you guys not get that? Brad's pretty smart, though, too. So there's that. And then Conrad's like, I love ghost stories. Thanks for telling us that, Fliss. And she's like, it's not a ghost story. You don't do this stuff. And they're like, come on, Brad, tell us a ghost story. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to tell you guys a ghost story. And he starts telling them a story about a man at a lighthouse and how he paid a guy $1 on the dock for this story. So he goes on. He's like, yep. And this person died from axes. And the brother's like, axes? Isn't that a little bit cliche? And Brad's like, hey man, I'm just reporting what I was told. He's like, okay. So they continue on telling the story. And then Brad goes, boo! And scares all of them. Julia's like, that was pretty good. That was pretty good. And Conrad's like, you got me. Good job on the ghost story. And Alex is like, yeah. Oh, meanwhile, also, Julia apparently wanted to have beer, and Alex was like, hey, I don't think you should have that beer. That leads to decompression sickness. And she's like, I'll be fine. Okay, but I don't want you getting sick. Sometimes it happens like immediate, sometimes it happens days after, okay? Don't get sick. I'll be fine, Alex. You're not my father. Goodness. So they all go to bed. And this is when those fishermen show up on the boat, and they show up, and now Conrad's sleeping, and one of the fishermen come up and get ready to stab him. Conrad punches him in the face. Actually, he doesn't punch him. He just kind of falls on the ground, grabs a bottle, and smashes it over his head. And the guy's like, don't try it, punk. I'll kill you. Because apparently they all speak French, so I assume they're French pirates. So then they get brought to the next room, and Alex has tape on his mouth. Julia has tape on her mouth. Fliss has tape on her mouth. Conrad's like, don't worry, guys. I also have tape on my mouth, so you don't have to listen to my stupid jokes. They grab Fliss, and they're like, we're leaving with her. Actually, before they grab Fliss, what ends up happening is they're like, hey, you guys gotta free people. So we all take our duct tape off all each other's mouths. Such a good call, right? We didn't talk to anyone, but we took our duct tape off all of our mouths so we could hear each other. Scream when we're dragged out. Fliss gets dragged out, and we're like, okay, well, we gotta think of something. So, Conrad and Alex decide, we're gonna try freeing each other. Did not work. The one pirate comes back in, and he's like, you're coming with me. Oh, ho, ho, ho. And Conrad's like, I'd like to see you try. And Junior throws a punch at him, and misses, of course, and then Alex goes to kick him. Now, Junior grabs Conrad and brings him outside. Conrad looks over and goes, you really know how to treat women, don't you, man? Junior's like, Baguettes, I will hit you if you don't shut up, you stupid American. And of course, I'm like, that's a little mean, dude. I don't care. So, they're like, hey, tell us what's going on. And Conrad's like, F you, man. I'm going to do what I want. And they're like, we're going to kill you if you don't tell us what. He's like, please don't kill me. I'm kind of a scaredy cat. Fliss, please save me. And Fliss is like, what a coward. You're not just mentally ill. You're also a coward. Get out of here. And he gets sent back to the room. And Alex and, Julia are like, hey, is it everything okay, Conrad? And he's like, no, everything is not okay, okay? Then Julia gets taken out, right? She gets taken out of the room with Junior, and Alex is looking at her and like, hey, please don't take her. And Junior's like, I'm going to take her if I want to take her. And Alex is like, no! And then, like, shows that his arms are untied and starts banging. And Junior goes, shut up, dummy. So he sits back down. He unties Conrad, and they're like, you know what's going on? And he's like, no, man, I don't know what's going on. Julia's brought back, and Alex is like, hey, we can ambush them. Okay, just hide your hands. And Conrad's like, I know I'm the stupid one, but, you just showed that you weren't tied up 5 seconds ago. Alex is like, nah, they're too stupid. They're too stupid to understand that. So, they all get back, and Julia's like, they want us for our money. And Conrad's like, oh, snap. That's my fault. My bad, guys. Would you like the good news or the bad news? And she's like, what's the bad news? Oh, I know these guys. Oh, what's the good news? I know these guys. I thought you would ask for the good news first. What an idiot, Conrad. So, they try figuring out stuff. They count the thunder, and they're like, oh, as long as we count the thunder perfectly, we can escape the boat. So, they go over to the window, and they're like, on the count of 8, we're going to hit this window. 1, 2, and it gets all the way to 7, and the thunder goes off, and then we both hit the window right after. Apparently, it was a lot closer than we thought. So, the guy goes, hey, I heard that. What's going on in there? And they're like, oh, nothing. Go, Conrad, go. And he sneaks around the boat, and he gets a keep calm section, and he goes, right? But then, they hear, ah, in the background. And it gives Conrad 2 options. Escape on the boat, or take the knife and hold the other guy hostage. Conrad, being smart, is not one of his traits, actually. He's kind of stupid. So he grabs the knife and he runs over to the guy and holds it up to his neck. He's like, I have a hostage, you stupid French pirate. And then the other guys come out and like, we also have a hostage, you stupid French pirate. And they're like, Alex is like, hey, Conrad, get out of here. Quickly, get out of here. Conrad's like, good call. I'll leave you all to die here. Jumps on the boat and escapes. That's when the captain of the evil pirates points a gun and is like, I'm going to shoot him in the head. Of course, he misses because Conrad, being stupid, serpentined around. And everyone knows if you serpentine, you can't shoot at those people. So they're like, good job. You made a mistake. Now we're really going to punish you later. So, then all of a sudden, you have Julia, Alex, and Fliss get sent down to the deck below. We've now switched over to Fliss, and she gets told, hey, you need to come up top of the deck and ask about the weather. And Fliss is like, okay, I'll do that. Meanwhile, below deck, what I don't see, they're having conversations with Junior, asking him about the great French delicacies, such as baguettes. I'm sorry, I don't know what French people eat, but I know baguettes. And Junior was like, oh, I like baguettes, they're pretty good. And I know this offends a lot of people, but it's okay. Because of stupid Americans. They're stupid. So Fliss goes up top, and she's like, hey, where's the weather? And they're like, hey, is everything okay? She's like, you know it, I don't sound weird. Okay. Are you sure you're okay? Yeah, I'm not okay. How could you not tell by the inflection in my voice that I'm terrified? And Olsen's like, good job. What an idiot that guy is. Even I knew you were scared. And Fliss is like, yeah, what an idiot that guy is. Then all of a sudden, the boat starts tipping over, and Fliss gets the option to grab on or fall in the water. Luckily, she grabs on. She's like, I'm safe. Don't worry, I survived. And then all of a sudden, she sees, Julia, fall back down, but then get back up and climb up. And they're like, all of you, sit down. We don't want to deal with you. So Fliss, Julia, and Alex all sit down. And Julia's like, hey, has anyone seen Brad? Super loud. And Fliss is like, no, but he could be our trump card, okay? We could totally use him later on. Hopefully they don't hear us down here. And Alex is like, yeah, good call. They don't know we have another person on the boat. Of course, they were yelling all this. This is why I yelled that, because how else would you describe this? So then we get sent back to the curator. I see you kept everyone alive. Good job. So you met Conrad, the buffoon. He's an idiot, but he was on Top Chef of America. Did you hear that? That's pretty cool. Brad, the smart seasick one, who just disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. Fliss, the no-nonsense captain, who hates everyone. Alex, trying to swim with the big fish, and, marry the love of his life. And Julia, just using Alex. We don't know why. She's rich, but just using Alex. Would you like a hint as to what we need to do in the game? And of course, me playing the story, I was like, no, I don't need a hint. I know what I'm doing. The other person playing with me is like, we need a hint. I don't know what I'm doing. People are gonna die. It's okay. He goes, oh, you guys aren't agreeing on things. Might want to start working together. And it cuts back, and we're on the boat again. And we come across a giant freighter. And we're like, oh my goodness. Do we have to go on that? And the one pirate's like, yeah, you have to go on it. Grab apart from the engine. That way they can't get back on the boat. Why that matters, I don't know. Personally, I think they should just get back on the boat, because who cares if the boat can't run? You can get back on the boat and call for help. Who knows? But the pirates are all like, get on the freighter. Get on it. And they're like, okay, we'll get on the freighter. And Julia gets on, and she's like, oh, my stomach hurts. It's almost like I have decompression sickness. It's almost like someone brought me up without thinking about it. So she walks forward. And the other person's playing Fliss, and is also walking forward, and we're just looking around, and that's when Julia sees hanging feet. Oh my goodness, there's feet there. And the other player's like, I don't see feet, you're out of your mind. I'm telling you, there's feet right there. But she didn't want to listen. So we move forward, and I lose my bracelet, and they're like, hey, you don't get your bracelet back. And it's like, well, why not? It's my bracelet. No, you don't get your bracelet back. I was like, fine. I didn't want my bracelet anyway. So we go to a room, and we start looking around. And they're having a conversation outside the room, like, I don't like this place, man. It's terrifying. And we're all in the room like, yeah, well, why'd you bring us in here, you dum-dums? And we find a box, and Alex pushes it out of the way. Or, no. Fliss pushes it out of the way. And they're like, hey, can we use this? And Alex is like, yeah, I can kick that thing open. And Julia and Fliss are like, yeah, what do we do? And Julia's like, we distract them. Fliss is like, that's a stupid idea. Instead, I say, we barricade the door. And Julia's like, that's a better idea. Good job thinking outside the box. So they push the table forward. Alex gets the vent open. He's like, okay, guys, I'm ready. Come on. And it gives you the option to run away or stay there. And Julia's like, see ya, you stupid woman. And runs away. And Fliss is like, I hate all of you. Never am I taking rich people on a trip again. So Julia and Alex continue on looking around the boat. Meanwhile, Fliss is taken somewhere else. Julia and Alex just, they don't find much. They're just looking. Oh, well, nothing's here. Oh, nothing's there. Oh, what's this? They find a picture frame. And it shows a picture of a person, getting their face smushed up against a window. Alex, why are you getting hurt there, man? Hopefully that doesn't happen. So then we just keep walking, and nothing's there. And we come across this big room full of trucks. We're like, oh, look, it's that engine part. And Julia's like, I think we should grab it. And Alex is like, that's a stupid idea. No, let's just keep walking. And Fliss is like, walks in with one of the pirates. It's like, let go of me. I don't like you people. And the pirates are like, shut up. We don't have time. We're your friends. She's like, if I knew that, I would be with them. You're like, good, smart. Okay, yeah, move on. We'll move on. So, we then switch to Fliss as she's walking down a bunch of corridors, just exploring. And our friend turns to Brad on the boat and has to come find us. So I don't know what Brad's doing, but Fliss continues to walk around, right? And she comes across a dead person in a vent. And it's like, oh my goodness, dead person! And then your pirate's like, hey, I don't like this place. There's ghosts on this ship. You know, if you die on a ship, your ghost stays on the ship. And Fliss is like, I know, I tried telling them that too. It's like, why are we dealing with stupid Americans, woman? And she's like, yeah, I don't get it either. Let's just keep walking. They keep walking and walking. And then the pirate freaks out and is like, oh my goodness, I saw something. I'm going to go shoot it. I'll be back. And he runs away, shoots stuff. And we're like, yeah, we're not following him. We're going to continue walking forward. And we walk into a room, and it's a ballroom. Very nice ballroom. A little creepy. There's a blood fountain, a hex manual. I have no idea if that's actually what those are called, but I'm going to call it a hex manual. And then we find a picture frame. And in the picture frame, we see... I honestly don't remember what I see. I'm pretty sure this is the one that Alex is drowning someone. So good call, Alex. Good job. So she walks around. She finds a casket. In the casket is blood and skeletons and... Oh, horrible idea. She walks outside. Walks back in, and all of a sudden the caskets are gone. And instead we found the Manchurian gold. It just looks like chemicals. We start walking around, and nothing seems to be what it is. Then we walk back, and we start hallucinating again. We're back in the ballroom, and then all of a sudden we see this thing fall on the ground. And it's this creepy guy with a wand, and he's walking towards us. And I was like, no, I've seen this before. It's like the beginning of the game, where my teammate stabbed me. Don't swing your wand at me, teammate. My teammate's like, well, are you sure? I think I should swing it. I'm like, no, don't do it. I'm telling you, that's me. You're seeing me. I have a knife. My teammate was like, are you sure? Are you sure that's you? I really want to hit it. No, don't hit it. So then they both take off running. We then switch over to Alex and Julia, and they're walking along this thing. And the big head pirate's behind them with a sledgehammer and smacks the ground. And they all fall into water below them. Alex, of course, is the first one up and starts fighting a guy. And then sees the guy go and chase Julia. Alex being like, that's my girl, man. Jumps in and starts chasing him down. Of course, the other person playing Julia claims that she's seeing a bunch of Alexes. What a stupid thought that is. Come on. There's only one Alex. Only one. So Alex starts drowning the one person. And I'm like, hey, I'm drowning the person. And my teammate's like, yeah, I see that. Keep doing it. Smart call. So we drown them. And then we get back on the thing. We're like, we're safe. Except we're not. Because then we see the captain of the pirates who looks kind of soaked. You know, stand there and get ready to attack us. So we take off running. And we run down a bunch of corridors. We jump over stuff. I hit him with a pole. That's what Alex does. We escape. We hit him with a lunchbox and we lock him out. We're like, ha! We got him. And Alex is like, that's the first time I felt tough in my life. Julia's like, I bet it is, sir. I bet it is. So they meet up with Fliss and Brad. And they're like, hey, you guys are living too. And they're like, yeah, you guys are too. And they find a hideout. And they're like, so what's going on? And Fliss is like, it's chemicals, man. Manchurian gold. It's not real. We're delusional. I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah. We gotta find a radio and escape this boat. So they go and find a radio. And on the radio is like a military channel. And they're like, hey, I need to get off the boat. And they're like, this is not a military channel. You got the wrong channel. This is Jack FM. Welcome. we play rock music and a bunch of other cool stuff. And they're like, darn it, wrong channel. And they flip over to the military channel. Like, hey, we're stuck on this freighter. And they're like, what's the name of the freighter? I don't remember. Oh, and then the radio cuts out. Then Alex and Fliss are like, hey, we're gonna go turn the radio back on. That sounds good. And Julie and Brad are like, we think we should go. And Alex and Fliss are like, no, you stay here. You're both the weak ones. We'll go. And they drop down. And they find the radio. And they're like, yes, we found the radio. But before we turn it on, let's go down that hallway. And they walk down the hallway. And they find their rebreather. And they're like, yes, we can use this. We can use this later. And they grab it. And they take it with them. And then they spot the captain of the pirates. And he's losing it in a room. And he walks out. And it says, keep calm. So you and your friend are clicking. And going... because then you fail, because one of your friends just missed the beat. How did you miss that? It was so easy. And you take off running and you hide in another corridor. And it gives you another chance. And then you fail because you're a moron. But it's okay because you still escaped. You weren't supposed to die there anyway. And you walk into the next room and Mr. French Pirate, oh, I'm going to shoot you. I know all of you know the mist. You all have the mist in you. And Alex and Julia's not there. Alex and Fliss are like, hey, it's not real, Fliss says. And Alex is like, I didn't breathe it in, I swear. He's like, all of you breathed it in. Breathed it in. Okay, all of you did it, I know you did. And then Alex is like, no, man, I've been holding my breath. And Junior's like, hey, how can you be holding your breath for 4 hours? I don't believe that at all. And Fliss is like, there is no mist. And Alex is like, no, man, we're all infected by it. And Junior's like, yeah, you're right, I'm going to kill myself for it. And then he goes, click, and then dies. So then Alex and Fliss move forward, and they're like, hey, maybe we can get somewhere with this. No, good call. So back at Brad and Julia, Brad's like, hey, I'm going to go explore, okay, you stay here. She's like, okay. And Brad's like, yeah, don't worry, I'm going to go find them. And he comes across the room and finds the captain of the ship freaking out. And Brad's like, don't worry, I got this, guys. And he starts fighting the guy, and he gets his butt kicked because it's Brad. He's a nerd. He's not very tough. And then the captain of the ship goes and hits something, and water starts leaking in everywhere. And Fliss comes out, and we're like, Fliss, what are you doing in here? And she's like, I just want to go for a midnight swim. I thought it'd be fun. And Brad's like, good call. There's a lever in that next room over. And she's like, smart call, I'll go get it. She runs over to the next room. She's like, alright, I'm ready to pull it. And Brad's like, no, don't pull it yet. I'm still in here. She's like, okay, I won't pull it. And then Brad's like, okay, I'm gonna escape. And he starts working on his escape. And then Olsen grabs him and starts choking him with the sledgehammer. He's like, you're not escaping. And he gives Fliss one more chance. And she's like, what do I do? And I'm like, don't do it. I'm going to escape. And then I get killed because I got choked to death. The captain of the ship's like, I did it. And then he runs away. Fliss walks out and she's like, oh no, we lost Brad. And she goes, well, at least we got the engine part. Let's get out of here. And she goes back up tells Alex, hey, we lost your brother. And then Julia is like, hey, we should probably get out of here. And I'm like, good call. So they get on the boat. And this is when Conrad shows up. So Fliss, Alex, and Julia drive off. Conrad shows back up with the Coast Guard. He's like, hey, I know they're on this boat, guys. We have to go in. And they're like, no, I don't want to go on that boat. Conrad's like, come on, guys. It'll be fine. No, we're not going on the boat. Conrad's like, well, you're a bunch of cowards. I'm going to go on the boat. And then we're left with a cliffhanger with Conrad. I assume he dies because he gets on the boat by himself like an idiot. Instead of, I don't know, just being like, well, if you guys aren't going on, I can't go on. This is a rescue mission, and I can't do this without you coming, so I might die. But no, he's an idiot. He's mentally ill, so. And then credits roll, and the curator's like, good job. I see you guys all didn't live. That was dumb. But, you know, things happen. Maybe you'll make different decisions the next time. We're like, yeah, yeah. He goes, next time I'll meet you in a little hope. We're like, a little hope? What's that mean? That's dumb. And then it shows a scene with Julia, and she starts coughing up blood and dies on the boat. And we're like, what's going on? Of course. Of course. It's the sickness. It's the decompression sickness. She gets sick and dies because someone decided to come up early. Poor Julia died. So by the end of the game, only Fliss and Alex survived. And that is Man of Medan. Then we're treated to a trailer for their next game that's coming out in February. A Little Hope. That has the guy with the face. You know what guy I'm talking about. Thanks for listening.